Hi, my name's Paul Clifton. I'm the director of winemaking for Hahn Family Wines, and sorry we can't be doing this live, but our internet's pretty spotty on this mountainside, so I thought I'd give you a little video recording of the property and some of the people that work here. So yeah, where I'm standing right now is we call it Inspiration Point, and this is the spot where Nicky Hahn first was brought and fell in love with this property. I'm staying on the Smith Ranch, and it's about 125 acres, and this is where the winery sits. The winery's up behind me here, as well as a tasting room, which we'll go and visit in a bit. And then we've got another 125 acres adjacent to it, which is called the Hook Ranch, and that's another 125 acres. So we have two other vineyards in the San Lucia Highlands. Doctor's Vineyard, which is a little bit further north of here, as well as Lone Oak Vineyard, which is about 8 miles north of here. So north going closer to the ocean, south going further inland. So the SLH Pinot Noir that you guys are tasting is basically a blend of the 4 vineyards. So we've got about 20 different clones. We try to keep all the clones separate from each vineyard throughout the vinification process. And then it's a barrel selection from the different vineyards that go into the SLH Pinot Noir. And it's a really good representation of the AVA as a whole, because we have vineyards both in the north and the south. Further north, you tend to get a more elegant, bright cherry, a little less color in the Pinot Noir, and as you move further south, the Pinot Noir tends to get more voluptuous with more structure and more color. So again, really good representation. A lot of this has to do with the weather conditions we have here. Foggy mornings, the fog just burned off, and now we have sun. Good ripening conditions for about 3 hours, and right around 2 p.m. we get the wind kicking in, which really puts a lot of water stress on the vines as well as the soil. We have really basically this mountain range is the San Lucia mountain range. We're standing on an alluvial fan that's formed over millions of years, and it's a granite base that through metamorphosis has turned into schist and gneiss. Most of the rocks that you see here are schist and gneiss, and even the soil is basically decomposed metamorphic rock. There's hardly any silt or loam coming off that. There is some loam in the soils, but again, really well drained. That helps us with controlling the vigor of the vines throughout the growing season through irrigation. If they're getting too vigorous, and we can just slow down that irrigation, and the vines will slow down as well. So a lot of control in both the vigor of the vines and how big the fruit gets. We have 2 other vineyards down on the Salinas River, St. Philippe and St. Nicholas. St. Philippe Vineyard is where the Grenache and the Grenache comes from for the GSM blend, the Hahn Appellation GSM. So the Grenache gives you a lot of strawberry, not a lot of structure, has pretty good color, but just not a lot of structure. That's where the Syrah comes in, and the Syrah comes in from Arroyo Seco Canyon, and you tend to get, in a cool climate like this, you tend to get like a lot of pepper and a lot of structure and color in the Syrah. So that's the component, the backbone of the blend. And then there's just a hint of Mourvedre here in California. Mourvedre, I haven't found any that's really, it can be very, how should I say, it can be a little bit herbaceous, so you got to be careful on how much you use in it, but it does add a little bit of minerality and herbaceousness to the blend as well. So the Pinot Noir that you guys are tasting from the Hahn Appellation series also comes from St. Philippe Vineyard, and that is, it's farmed exactly like it is up on this mountain. It can be a little bit more vigorous down there. It's right next to the river, but it's almost like growing grapes on the beach. It's super sandy, so again, we can have a lot of control over how big the fruit and the vines get. So there's a little video tour of the estate, and hopefully next time we can do this in person, and hopefully soon. So until then, thank you and take care.